Good morning, guys. How are you? Did you miss me? Okay. In this video, I'm going to repeat the solving the exercises in the worksheets, the vocabulary exercises and the comprehension skill exercises. I know that we solved a small part of them during the live session on Zoom, but here I will solve everything to help you do them by yourself. Okay. I with the vocabulary worksheet, exercise A. Use words from the bank to complete each analogy. Analogy when two words relate to each other either by synonyms or antonyms, okay? Or even there's a link between them. Okay, so number one, buildings is to city. In the city, I find what? Buildings. As stars is to. Stars, where do I find them? Since here I said buildings, I find them in the city. So stars, I find them in what? Or in where? In the galaxy for sure. So stars is to a galaxy. Okay, guys? Number two, swiftly is to quickly. So swiftly here is to quickly. Synonyms as eventually mean at the end is to what word that means also at the end as a result ultimately. Number three, job is to employment. So when we have a job we have an employment, but when we have a conclusion what do we have? A deduction, for sure. Four here, sadly is to joyfully. So as you see that sadly and joyfully are antonyms, opposite words. So here I have to find an opposite word to boldly, okay? To boldly without being cautious, okay? So without being cautious, the opposite of it to be cautious, to be aware of it. So as boldly is to conservatively, okay? Now we move to exercise B. B, complete each sentence using the word in parentheses. I have to complete each sentence as we used to do in class, but using the word here in parentheses to continue the meaning of the sentence. Please recheck your facts. Why do you recheck your facts? For example, you're making a writing, you're doing an essay, and you want to use facts. You have to make sure that these facts are correct. Why? Why? I said the word correct to make it real, to verify. So please recheck your facts to verify them, to make sure of them before you publish your articles, before you finalize your essay, for example. With exercise B, we weren't sure what to do, and we have the colleagues with. We weren't sure what to do, so what did the colleagues do? The colleagues maybe came up with an excellent plan. We weren't sure what to do, but our colleagues made an excellent plan. Sorry, guys, here there's a mistyped word. Only an, not and, an excellent plan. Three, I have to use sustain, but let's read the beginning of the sentence. Most plants and animals need what? What do they need? Food and water. Why? To sustain their lives. Okay, most plants and animals need minerals and food to sustain their lives. Number four, drone. Drone is, if you remember, it's like the humming sound. In my room, what happens in my room? Imagine that you're sleeping. Where does the droning sound come from? Maybe the mosquitoes. Yes, that's right. So in my room, the mosquitoes drone on beside my ear, keeping me awake. Okay, so I think it's clear when the mosquito drones beside your ear, you cannot sleep. Exercise C, fill in the blank with the correct word from the bank. Also, we have to just fill in the blank. Number one, my mother had to go to a meeting with her what? Friends? There is no friends here, so colleagues. We can say colleagues, for example. That's right. We guessed that the project would take 2 hours to finish. We thought of it carefully, so we conservatively guessed that the project would take 2 hours to finish. The sound of my fan, the sound of my fan keep me awake at night, drones on. Four, there are many stars in our, I think that it's obvious and clear, in our galaxy. Five, water can help the life of a plant, can help what? Keep its life, keep it alive, so sustain. Six, we chose to have pizza for dinner, so we at the end chose pizza, so we ultimately chose to have pizza for dinner. The last exercise in the vocabulary exercises. Use each word in a sentence of your own, as we usually say or do. Number one, sustain. What can we say about sustain? Okay, the roof collapsed because it was unable to sustain the weight of all the snow. Okay, ultimately, eventually, or at the end, take it as this meaning. He is their father and he is ultimately responsible. Deduction, like a conclusion. Where do you make conclusions or deductions? Our deduction was based on the information given to us at that time. So they took some information and they studied this information, so they came up with a deduction. Now, the comprehension skill worksheet, it's very easy. It's about sequence, only the sequence organization of time or sequential order. Exercise A, choose the correct answer. You have just to choose the correct answer in exercise A. Chronological order is an organizational system that arranges events in the order in which they occur. And the order of which in which they occur. So in the correct order of time. So it's what, true or false? True. Number two, authors use words and phrases to signal organizational patterns. Is it right? Did we talk about transitional signals that are used for sequential order? Yes, for sure. So it is true. So the main exercise or the most important exercise is B, and B is made of two parts. First of all, read the short passage, then answer the questions. The first official observance of Labor Day was Tuesday, September 5, 1882 in New York City. So what happened in 1882? The first official observance of Labor Day was created, we can say here. The holiday was created by the Central Labor Union to recognize the contributions of the American worker. In 1884, this is a time clue also. In 1884, the first Monday in September was selected to be the annual day of celebration. So in 1884, they chose the first Monday in September. The Central Labor Union tried to encourage groups in other cities to follow the example of a working man's holiday. The government first began recognizing the holiday through ordinances in 1885 and 1886. So between 1885 and 1886, they began recognizing the holiday. The first bill to become a law recognizing Labor Day was passed in Oregon in February of 1887. By June of 1894, the majority of states had recognized the holiday. So the federal government passed a law making the observance of Labor Day each first Monday in September a legal holiday. The holiday is celebrated by workers and others nationwide in street parades and festivals. Okay, so I think that is very easy and clear. They're talking about Labor Day and how it originated, and they passed a law about uh, Labor Day. But Labor Day in our countries is on the 1st of April, and it's May. It's on the 1st of May. Sorry, I forgot it. It's on the 1st of May. Exercise A, fill in the flow chart with the events in the correct chronological order. So that I have a flow chart. What is this? Is the flow chart, and we specified in each year you have to put that. I know that we have more than these years in the paragraph, but I just specified these years for you to write the corresponding events. In 1882, what happened? And if you notice that they are put in the correct order from the oldest year to the newest one in the paragraph. So in 1882, what happened? The first official observance of Labor Day was created. In 1884, the first Monday in September was selected to be the annual day of celebration. And if you notice that I didn't repeat the year here in this sentence, in 1885 and 1886, the government first began recognizing the holiday through ordinances. It's very easy. It's just from the text. I have to take the event from the text. Last part, it's part B. Number the events in the correct order. These events are also in the paragraph, but they are different from the one in exercise in part A, and I have to put them in the correct order. The holiday is celebrated by workers and others nationwide in street parades and festivals. The holiday was created by the Central Labor Union. The majority of states had recognized the holiday. The Central Labor Union tried to encourage groups in other cities to follow the example of the working man's holiday. So which one happened at the beginning? For sure, the holiday was created by the Central Labor Union. After it, what happened? If you go back to the paragraph, you will find it that the Central Labor Union tried to encourage groups in other cities to follow the example of a working man's holiday. After this event came, the majority of states had recognized the holiday. After they recognized the holiday, so the holiday is celebrated by workers and others nationwide in street parades and festivals. So it's very easy, just you have to read carefully and focus while reading the paragraphs, okay? So I think that now that everything is easy, hope this video benefited you and helped you to solve the exercises. Stay safe, guys and girls, and see you soon next week. Bye.